Hello and welcome. If you've not seen any of my other videos, this is your first one, then I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag. All these videos are about real estate investing. I am a longtime real estate investor and a longtime real estate educator, and I know that pretty much everybody out there already knows that real estate investing is a good investment. It is an excellent investment vehicle. It is the most secure form of investment that you have at your fingertips. And yet many of you have not started investing in real estate. And I think one of the reasons may be because you don't realize, you don't understand the types of returns that you can actually get in a short time. So I put these next two models together based upon very real numbers, very conservative, but very real numbers from investments that I myself have in markets in the United States. And markets that, by the way, we visit in our real estate buyers events. So these are places that we go with students and we actually buy property. So it's not just me seeing these returns. There are other people who are seeing these returns as well. The models that I'm going to give you are based upon a $50,000 initial investment. So if you can invest $50,000 and keep reinvesting your cash flow every year back into your real estate portfolio, these models will show you the types of cash flow returns you can expect to see at the end of 6 years. These numbers are exact. This is math. Math does not lie. The ROIs that we use are very real ROIs that I myself experience and other investors are experiencing. So this is not smoke and mirrors. This is actual math that if you pay attention to is going to blow your mind and will hopefully push you off of that couch and get you started investing in real estate.
These next couple of models are based upon a $50,000 initial investment. Remember, this is a 6-year commitment to reinvest the profit we make from that $50,000 initial investment. Keep in mind, we may be a few dollars short here or a few dollars over there, not in our calculations, but in our ability to acquire other properties with this reinvestment money. So when we go to buy a property, we may have to come out of pocket a few $1,000s, or there may be a few $1,000s left over from the investment that we should find another way to invest. But strictly speaking, based upon the numbers, this is what you can absolutely realistically expect from a 6-year commitment with these types of numbers. Now, I have calculated the numbers based upon a 50% annual ROI and a 75% annual ROI. These are very real returns that I am seeing in various markets in the United States and making use of myself. There are many investors who are happy to be getting less than that. I myself am not. Why get a 30% return or even less when there's markets where I can get 50 to 75% and even greater? It just doesn't make sense to invest in those markets where you're getting less returns. So based upon a 50% and 75% annual ROI, and that's profit after all the bills are paid, these are the numbers that you can expect from just a $50,000 investment that you're going to hold and reinvest for the next 6 years. Year one, we're looking at a $25,000 cash flow, which we're going to reinvest and gives us $75,000 total invested. That $75,000 is going to yield us $37,500 cash flow in year two. We're going to take that $37,500, we're going to reinvest it for a total of $112,500, which we're going to look at $56,250 worth of cash flow when we get to year three. We're going to take that cash flow and reinvest it for a total of $168,750. Now, if you look at the math on this, okay, this is the end of year three, and we already have more than 3 times the amount of money that we invested. Remember, we invested $50,000. We have already, our cash flow is $6,000 more than what we invested. And what we have invested is more than 3 times as much as what we initially invested on just a 50% return for 3 years. That is why it is so important to reinvest money and make your machine grow. Now, this is just based upon a 6-year commitment, and you can see how you can purchase properties for 6 years and live well off of your cash flow when I get done with these numbers. But these are numbers worth looking at just 3 years. We're at $6,000 more than what we invested on our annual cash flow. And our equity, what we've invested into our portfolio, is more than 3 times the value of what we started with. So let's see what year number 4 looks like. Year number 4 gives us an $84,375 cash flow, which we're going to reinvest for $253,125. Now, for those of you who are good at math, you can see that we are already 5 times as much as our initial investment. That's over 5 times our initial investment, just the end of year 4. Year number 5, we're looking at $126,262.50. That is our cash flow. We have more than doubled our original investment, and we're seeing that in cash flow now every single year after just 4 years invested and reinvesting that money. We're going to put that in for 1 more year. So we have $379,687.50, and next year, year 6, we're going to be looking at $189,843.75. That is our year 6 cash flow total. So that's $189,000, almost $200,000 in passive cash flow every year for a 6-year commitment. So if you do nothing else, you're making almost $190,000 a year. That is your money working for you. And remember, you only invested $50,000. So don't be tempted to spend those returns from that first year or that second year or the third year, or this model doesn't work. This model only works if you reinvest those funds back into your real estate portfolio. Now let's look at what those numbers look like at a 75% return. And again, I am getting 75% and greater in markets that I'm investing in. When we go and we do our real estate buyers events, I tell people they can expect a 75% return in particular markets. If they get 75%, they should be satisfied, but a lot of them are seeing more than a 75% return, which is great. I don't want to give anybody false hopes, so I tell them to expect a 75% return. A lot of this also has to do with experience. I have a lot more experience than others, so I'm able to seek out certain types of deals, and I'm able to do my numbers a lot better because I have people who I've worked with for years, and I get discounts on property management and other things. The numbers I'm giving you are based upon realistic, conservative numbers that you can expect starting out. These are not with discounts for property management. These are not for discounts for maintenance or anything else. These are real world numbers, and if you join us on one of our real estate buyers events, you can expect to see these types of returns. So getting back to our model, 75% on $50,000 invested looks like $37,500 cash flow in 1 year. We're going to reinvest that for $87,500 in our portfolio. Year number 2, $65,625 in cash flow, which we're going to reinvest for $153,125 in our portfolio. Year number 3, $114,843 in cash flow. Now remember, year number 3 with 50% was $56,000. We've already doubled that number as far as year, or 50%, but also as far as the investment that we put in, year 3 with a 75% return. You can see how having higher returns is much more important than getting a property for a good deal. Absolutely, we need to get the best deal possible for a property. But if the numbers work for us on the tail end for income, then I honestly don't have a problem paying market value or what a seller is asking for a property if I'm going to be making these types of returns. And there are markets where we can do this all day long and every day as of right now. Those markets may change coming up in the future, but as of right now, these are the real life returns that I am seeing and realizing in various markets. So $114,843, which we're going to reinvest for $267,968. That is 5 times the amount that we initially invested. Year number 4, we're looking at $200,976.56 in cash flow and $489,945.31 in our real estate portfolio. And again, this is not accounting for appreciation. This is not accounting for our tenants paying down our mortgages or anything else. These are just straight numbers. So let's look at year number 5, because hopefully you're getting excited. $351,000, $708.98 is your cash flow for year number 5. So already, by the time you hit year number 4, you are making more money than a 50% return on that $50,000. So if you can find a 75% return over a 50% return, that's awesome. However, that 50% return is still pretty good. Almost $200,000 a year from passive income. That is definitely something you can be proud of. $351,708.98 from $50,000 invested. That is something you should definitely be crowing about at your real estate club. You're going to have $841,654.29 invested in your portfolio. You are just $150,000 roughly short of $1 million in your real estate portfolio from a $50,000 investment after just 5 years. So we're going to move into year 6. You have $631,240.71 cash flow going into year 6. So if you don't invest any more money, that's $631,240.71 in passive cash flow per year. And you have a portfolio that's worth almost $1 million. It's going to be worth more than $841,654.29 because you have to factor in your appreciation, and you also have to factor in equity that has been built by your tenants. So you're going to have a real estate portfolio that's pretty close to $1 million and a passive cash flow. Your money working for you, your money making you money of $631,240.71. If you don't reinvest any of that money, I'm talking not a penny, next year you're going to have that same amount. That is over $500,000 in passive income every single year. Now, once you know this formula, you're obviously going to reinvest some money. You're going to try to ramp this formula up if you can. This is the beauty of investing in real estate. This is not a quick get rich scheme. This is not me telling you that you can do these miracle little transactions. This is not some fake property finder. These are real world examples using real world percentages in markets that you can easily find. And again, these are not unheard of numbers. So I don't understand why, if you're not a real estate investor already, you're not scrambling to become one right now. This is the truest path to wealth. If you could be making over $500,000 in just 6 years from passive income, you could sit at home on your patio and watch the sunset, as I often do, and do nothing else, and still be getting this passive income every single year. What would $631,000 do for you every year? So I think you're catching my drift.
So if you paid attention to those numbers and you're not a real estate investor, you should be jumping out of your seat right now to figure out what your next step is going to be. These numbers are based on very real scenarios, very real investments that I see all the time, investments that other investors are seeing all the time, investments that our students who are going with us on real estate buyers events are seeing when they go on these events with us. These are clear, concise numbers. This is math up on the screen that you cannot dispute. If you are telling me that you can't get started in real estate investing because you don't have $50,000, that's not an acceptable excuse. There are plenty of things that you can do even in real estate to come up with $50,000, even if you have no money. These are strategies that are so important that I teach them at every real estate investors buyers events, and they're strategies that we cover even more in depth at Mills University's real estate investing course. These are strategies that you can literally use with no money to build real estate wealth, put money in your pocket. You could use some of these strategies to put $50,000 in your pocket inside of a month, literally. These are strategies that do not require any money, but if you don't have the money to invest, you're going to have to invest your time. You're going to have to invest your energy. It is going to take motivation. It is going to take effort because nothing comes for free. It is not going to be like the gurus tell you where all you have to do is just sit back and answer the phone and the money is going to come into you. It is going to take legwork. It is going to take time. But if you can make $50,000 a month from doing it, isn't it worth doing? If you master that ability, you can take that $50,000 and put it into a strategy like the one we just saw, and you can continue to make $50,000 a month to live on, or continue to put it into real estate investing. If you're not able to do that because you've got a regular job, maybe you have an IRA or a 401k that has $50,000 or even more in either of those accounts. You can invest money from an IRA and a 401k in real estate without incurring fees for taking the money out. There are ways to do it that are easy to accomplish. If you invest money into real estate, let's say it's the $50,000 from your IRA or from your 401k, the returns from those scenarios that we just showed you are going to go back into your IRA or back into your 401k. But imagine how well you would be able to retire if you have $600,000 a year going into your IRA while you work your regular job. If you have more than $500,000 going into your account every single year, let's say you only do this for 6 years through your IRA, if you have that money going back into your IRA, how much money is going to be there for you to retire with? If you're investing from your IRA, it might be easier to keep reinvesting those returns. So your $600,000 will be close to $1 million the following year. It'll be over $1 million by the time you get to years 8, 9, so on. If you're not getting what I'm putting down, and that is that you need to be a real estate investor. You need to be taking those steps to secure your future, to secure the future of your family and your loved ones, then I really don't know what else to do and what else to say. I've showed it to you in simple, plain, basic math, very real numbers. It's not rocket science. So if you're still just sitting at me staring, wondering why you're watching my video, then I'm sorry, I failed you. I don't know what else to say. But for the rest of you, I thank you for watching. I thank you for getting it. If you need a push in the right direction, if you feel like you need the education, please join us at one of our upcoming real estate buyers events, or sign up for courses at millsuniversity.org. So that's the real estate buyers event, which you can learn more about at kevinmillsnow.com. That's kevinmillsnow.com. Or our real estate investing course at millsuniversity.org. That's millsuniversity.org. If we can be of assistance, if we can help you become successful, then that makes us happy. I look forward to hearing your success stories. Have a great day.